Jenny Marie again. It's Wednesday. Not that I'm wishing the summer away, but it's another Wednesday. Just got back from New York. Long family trip. I did some work. Thank you if you came to one of my events. Love my events. I have one coming up in Plano, Texas at the Plano House of Comedy on August 2nd. Very excited about this. Anyway, there's more coming. We're booking more in different cities, so stay tuned for that. Today's episode, last week we talked about Olivia and her being an astrologist, and now here's a reading of her astrology, which to me I find fascinating because I don't know how to do it. However, did you know that the moment you were born, the stars are written, it's on paper, it tells you about the rest of your life, like past, present, future. It's so amazing to me. It tells us so much about our lives. Like, your sun sign is your horoscope sign that we all know. Like, I'm a Leo. We all know I'm a Leo. And your rising sign is like where you're going in life. And Olivia talks a little bit about that in her interview before. And so I love that we talk about this because I'm Pisces rising. I don't know a lot about it, but I'm excited. And today you'll see that my friend Daria is also a Pisces rising. And our moon, that's our emotions. I'm learning all of this. So I'm telling you as I'm learning. So I'm teaching all of you as I learn about it. So I'm learning about it and I love it so much. I'm actually going to, in these series, have you look at Aiden having his chart read by another astrologer. I am so fascinated with astrology. Anyway, watch my friend Daria. We almost all know what Mercury retrograde is, right? It's a crazy time. Electronics don't work. Communication is crappy. Travel's crappy. Did you know that some of your planets are in retrograde when you're born? Not for everybody, but some people. And today, Neptune retrograde in Daria's chart will tell you that that means intuitive. Anyway, I didn't know what all of that meant. It's super exciting. I love this. I hope you love it as much as I do. And at the end, go to millennialastrologer.com and get a reading by Olivia Hope. She's the best. Love you all.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
It's nice to meet you.
It's so nice to meet. I'm Olivia. I'm an astrologer. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you. I want to give you a little bit of a rundown on what we're going to do, and then I want to check in about what brings you, because I'd love to hear more. So I'm a Western astrologer. I read Western style charts. We're going to look at yours today. It has a lot to do with our roots. Who are we? Psychology, the divine art of the study of timing that is, in a lot of ways, almost as old as time, which is really, really cool. If anything I say or offer doesn't feel good, right, resonant, fucking interesting, step in. It's your reading. That feels really important for me to say to everyone, but especially women. So we'll look at who you are. We might look at some upcoming year stuff, whatever feels good.
Cool.
I would love to hear what brings you. If it's as simple as I've never had a reading, I'd love to have one. If there are any specific things you'd love to hear more about, I'd love to touch on those. Whatever you think.
Well, I've never had anything like this done before. So when I had an opportunity to, do this, I was like, I'm in. Like, literally, like, booked my flight. I was like, I'm coming.
Yes.
But I think for me, like, I've always been drawn to, the stars and the moon and different things like that. I always look at different numbers and get these feelings, when I think something is going to happen, and then it does, and things that I really can't explain, but I just really believe in right place, right time, and that things happen for a reason, but like you can never normally explain why they're happening. So I think for me, like, I just want to see like where I am on my journey, I guess what makes me the person that I am, like based on, my sign, my stars, and all that different things that go into that and character building. But also I want to see, a lot about where my journey is going to lead as far as my career and just life in general. I mean, I'm slowly approaching 40 and I'm just like, oh my God, am I on the right track? What am I doing? I just want to know. don't know how I'm doing, I guess.
Are you? I guess you are kind of approaching. You have a while. From what
years.
I remember, you have a couple years.
It's like Winifred. She's like, I feel the icy breath of death.
Yes. Okay, that's perfect. I love that you already mentioned, because we're going to talk about this. Maybe this is a good opener for us. You already mentioned, but in a more casual way, that you yourself are quite intuitive. You actually have some placements in common with Ginny that I find to be uniquely intuitive. And I feel like this is a good in. Yeah, so you are a Pisces rising. I think that both you and Ginny might even be the last degree of Pisces rising, which is kind of significant. So in astrology, for each sign, we have degrees 0 through 29, 0 being first, 29 being last. And the first degree and the last degree are significant. The last degree is the eldest, the wisest, almost like the most realized. And for me, I use a Placidus style house system. I'm very obsessed with the exact timing of things and, you know, how that just in my own personal belief system is sort of fated and ordained or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I feel like having a last degree Pisces rising is significant because you just almost missed this other sign, but like you were holding on to this rising sign. And this rising sign in a lot of ways is the ruler of your life, or the planet that rules Pisces, which is going to be co-ruled by both Jupiter and Neptune. And your natal Neptune, you and Ginny have this a little bit in common, where you are meant to be known out in the world for something that it doesn't have to be intuitive, but it is intuitive adjacent. It can also be art, creativity, style of stuff, because Neptune is where I always say spirit alchemizes as art. So Neptune is a place where spirit creates art. And you, like Ginny, also have Neptune retrograde. I think that's so cool. I personally find, so I haven't read this anywhere, this is my intuitive take on all of the readings I've done. I find that people with Neptune retrograde in their chart, which isn't incredibly uncommon.
What does that mean? I don't mean to interrupt you, but...
It means that when you were born, Neptune was in a retrograde position.
Okay.
Yeah, you actually have a few retrograde planets. You have a really dynamic chart. Like, you have a lot going on inside of you.
I'm nervous.
You are. No.
I'm retrograding. That doesn't sound good.
No. And I mean, with Neptune, I just was saying that I have found intuitively that people with Neptune retrograde tend to be more intuitive overall.
Okay.
So I just thought that was cool. I want to talk about your moon really briefly. I love an Aries moon, which is what you have. I was just looking at Jennifer Coolidge's chart. She has an Aries moon. Like, so many really funny.
Makes me want a hot dog real bad.
Yes.
So also with Aries moon and the Pisces, so I'm not familiar with all the, like, what the different signs mean or are.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
I'm like lost on that.
No, that's fine. I'm totally going to talk about it. Your Aries moon is interesting to me, though, first of all, because it's in your first house, so it tells me you are someone who, you're an emotions on your sleeves person. Mm-hmm. People,
that's not true.
Whether you like it or not, people can read your emotions. Sometimes you like it and you're like, great, I am straightforward. Sometimes you're like, why do they know how I feel? That's so annoying. Like,
these eyes hide nothing.
Yes.
Ever. Totally.
Aries is a fire sign, so you're meant to engage with people who make you feel seen and alive. You're it's really important that you honor your inner child. Aries is kind of the baby of the zodiac. They're the first in the narrative storytelling arc of all 12 stories. Although you have other placements that show me that you are kind of a like radical, eccentric trailblazer here to interrupt and disturb, even when you don't necessarily want to, or you don't like that. Like, but I think that's really cool. I mean, we're going to talk about that, but I want to briefly say that even though you have a lot of placements that tell me, like I was saying, that you're this really unique trailblazer, and sort of disturber of the piece that needs to be disturbed. But a lot of what you're meant to do the next 2.5 years is really creating those spiritual rituals and like leaning on them, you know? So that's a part of what this journey is about. These next like 5 months in a lot of ways are meant to be jubilant, playful, fun. I will say a funny thing that happens when this transit in your chart happens is sometimes you gain a little bit of weight because you're having so much fun. So you want to like just be mindful of, I don't know, of eating well enough to keep you happy, whatever that is. But this can be a really fun transit that I want to believe can balance out this other heavier stuff that's going on. Yeah.
I'm so excited. I was so nervous coming into this. I'm like, the hell is she gonna see in my stars or like my sign? Like, we already know that Geminis are crazy, right? So like I can adapt to anything. But with the chaos, I mean, I literally had to persevere through so many things that could have broken so many people, but I always felt like I had to survive, right? You have to find a way to survive because there's no giving up. Yeah. So for me, it's just like so neat to have experienced this, and I thank you so much for your insight on all of these things that I've had questions on, right? I don't know, I feel like so lifted right now. I know it sounds weird. You're like,
oh, I'm so glad. Yes.
I'm so pumped. So I hope in like a year from now, like when I'm on my path, you're gonna be like, I helped that girl. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I hope so. Oh, what a sweet thing to say. Oh my God.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
I'm so excited. I'm so nervous.
And it's Daria, right?
Daria.
Yes. God, I used to love Daria.
That came out when I was in the 7th grade and it ruined my life.
Oh.
Everybody would call me Daria cha-cha-cha on the bus every day. It was great.
Yeah.